Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So glad you could join us. Today we are taking out the premium German battleship Tier 8, the Tirpitz. The Tirpitz has been out for forever, but what we wanted to show off is the new skin that is unlocked via the Christmas convoy missions. And the big difference that you look right here is that it has plus 100% to free XP. It also has kind of a blue motif. Here we'll click on the old one that's kind of gray and black, and that's what everyone's used to. I mean, the Tirpitz has been out for forever now at this point. But going back to the blue, you can see the difference. Same general idea, but the stripes are in different spots, and it has a little bit of splash of blue in it. I like it. I think it looks good, and it's not that cheesy New Year's skin that is on everything else that you're unlocking via this. So basically, it's the Christmas convoy at the very, very, very last, and yes, you do need a graph speed to get this, but that's the skin that you get as a reward for the very, very final part. So why would you want this skin in particular? Well, free XP is nice for a number of different things. One is you can, when you get a new ship, you can kind of skip ahead a little bit and unlock that vital hull or those torpedo upgrades or whatnot, instead of having to grind out, a handful of games and just be absolutely terrible at whatever the job of the ship is supposed to be. Maybe you can get some extra AA, extra range, whatever you feel is really necessary. The other big thing is there's this thing called the Missouri now, which you need 750,000 free XP to unlock. And you see them in the game, and I am going to get it. I just refuse to spend money on something that I can get for free, and plus it kind of gives me a goal to go after. I've unlocked almost every ship in the game at this point, so it gives me something to kind of strive for. So right now, combined with my Papa flags on this and a couple other ships and those New Year camos and whatnot, I'm just over 511 or so thousand free XP. So maybe another month or so, I think I'll have that, just in time for me to go to sea again. Fantastic. So taking out the Tirpitz, everyone's pretty familiar with this ship. I think that skin's pretty. That's just me. So if you've played the Bismarck, it's very much similar to that. Now that the Bismarck is out, it used to be a very unique experience to have the Tirpitz, and it still is. So big differences between this and the Bismarck. One, you'll notice you don't have hydroacoustic search, which is kind of a bummer. I will admit that hydroacoustic is really fantastic. I did see a rumor on Reddit that it's gonna get nerfed, but it's Reddit and it's a rumor, so take that with a giant grain of salt. We'll see. A lot of stuff is changing, not the least of which the captain traits. So that'll be interesting to see how everyone's builds change everything as well. The other big difference, and this is a huge difference, is the Tirpitz has torpedoes. The torpedoes are fantastic. They're not particularly long range. They're 6 kilometers, but you'll see in this replay that basically you can really use that to your advantage. The Tirpitz is like the other German battleships. It has the turtleback armor, so with the exception of being very, very long range, it's almost impossible to get citadeled. Now you'll still take large shots. I mean, I've had Iowas, rail into me for 20 kilometers or 20,000 hit points because I showed too much of my broadside, and they just punished me for it. And you might as well have been citadeled at that point. Now it would have been a lot worse if I was an old battleship. It probably would have one-shotted me in that situation. So double-edged sword, I guess. Matter of perspective, perhaps. So because I can't be citadeled very easily, especially at close range, I've really set the ship up to be a close range brawler, and it feels that way too. You have the rudder shift module. Secondaries are buffed, though I buffed them more to get AA. The torpedoes are 6 kilometers. You can't be citadeled from close range. The turret rotation is pretty good, plus the gun dispersion on this, and you already saw a couple of my opening shots. It's like dispersion on the Tirpitz, and for that matter the Bismarck, is pretty bad. You want to be medium to close range to really be effective. Here I'm being a little cautious because I know there's both an Atlanta and there's the British cruiser too, and they both have torpedoes, so I'm actually going to extend out around this corner rather than just blindly cut in. You'll hear me make fun of Tirpitzes a lot, and that's mostly due to a lot of players who don't have a lot of experience in the game and have very little experience playing at tier 8 or so, and suddenly being thrust into this very high-end gameplay where you can be punished so quickly, and the ships and the game type just is not forgiving like it was maybe at tier 5 or 6. And there are those torpedoes that I was pretty much figuring were going to be coming, and we're going to show off the maneuverability of the Tirpitz right here. That is about as close as you can get. Yeah. So, gonna need a new paint job, but no damage taken. Right there, we took a little bit of a shot from one of those guys hiding back there, but that's okay. We've committed to this turn because of dodging the torpedo, so I'm just gonna slide in between these two guys right here and get a little bit of cover from the smoke as well. See a Kutuzov way back there, and he is definitely a priority because I know how vicious those things are, and I see him slowing down to a stop, so we'll take a little pot shot at him, see if we can punish him. But again, the Tirpitz is not very good at long-range sniping, and I'm realizing this the more and more I play. It's no different than the Bismarck. They can do decent damage from range, but you're really leaving yourself up to RNGs, just like, yes, okay, we'll let you have that. And I don't like that at all. Like, I'd rather my own skill and my own experience determine the fate of a game, and not just the RNGs is saying, yeah, your dispersion was good enough this time, or nope, you can try again, re-roll. So I'm going to start moving in. We have absolutely secured this cap. Our entire team is over here. We had a couple people that were trying to slow them down and hold out over on the far edge where they're all at, and obviously that didn't work too well for them. So let's move up. We're going to use this major island as cover. Obviously I'm still spotted because there's a CV. His planes are torping that poor Dunkirk right there. So it's not so much as to stealth, it's just to close the distance. They can't shoot at me right now. Taking a quick glance behind me. Okay, so I still have plenty of team, and I don't want them to just kind of sit there in alpha and just not do anything for the rest of the game. So it's time to put the man pants on and lead the charge. And I know I'm going to make myself a giant target. We're going to take a big shot at this nice cruiser here. He turns into it. Really good move on his part. It probably saved him from getting one-shotted. He does have torpedoes, but he has to turn really, really wide on me. So I'm going to know. And this is his opportunity right now, is to fire torpedoes. Like, instead, he's just like, yeah, I don't really want to turn my broadside out. Okay, well then you're not going to get your torpedoes out. He's like, well, no, I do really want to do my torpedoes. Well, too bad, I can fire at you now, and you're dead. These close range engagements, the closer you get, the better the Tirpitz is going to be. That poor Tirpitz is just burning. I even call him out like, hey, let's go ahead and finish him off. Team actually pays attention. You can see all the fire directing in on him. Must have beached himself or something. So there's a whole big cluster. There's the Kutuzov again. He's coming to a stop to try and smoke. I do a full volley, and that's a nice shot right there. There goes half his health. And that's definitely going to get his attention, too. Yeah, there comes the fire. I have the Kutuzov, and I've already made a video of it. And yeah, I don't really want to be too involved with that gunfight there. So put another island in between us. Let's keep closing the distance. What do we got coming up here? Scharnhorst. He does have 6-kilometer torpedoes. I do need to be very mindful of that. And he has turtleback armor, so I'm not going to just blast him out of the water, no matter how much as I would like. We'll try and put a little bit of damage into him. And if he gives me an opportunity for me to use my torpedoes, that would be perfect. But he's turning out, so he's got to have fired his torpedoes at this point. Yep, there they are. Okay, so I'm actually going to speed past them and wrap to the right. Let's see if I can get my torpedoes off as well. Yeah, but probably not going to hit. Worth a try. Easily dodged those torpedoes. We were waiting for them. I mean, just absolutely, like, so predictable. And you're going to see, like, mine... And I'm not even going to fire at that Scharnhorst. Here's a nice broadside North Carolina. Well, as Jingles would say, that's a paddling. There's 2 citadels for him, just for, you know, for fun. And there's another nice little shot on him, so, you know, maybe a third of his life in the first shot. Like, yeah, I could fire at this Scharnhorst who's running away and, like, giving me hard angle. Or I could just let my secondaries and my teammates go at him and keep him running and just keep punishing this North Carolina. He's not getting the memo that you can't give broadside. Another decent shot. Nice, nice. Alright, have I finally gotten his attention yet? Is he paying attention to me now? Yeah, I think he's starting to turn his guns at me. There they are. Yeah. Good luck on that, buddy. Oh, yeah. And then he's like just barely scratches me. Okay, so situation awareness. Cloud of smoke. Warspite. There's 2 battleships. Where's the second one? I think. Okay, the Warspite's coming around. Let's see if we can get a little shot on him. The smoke has to be from the Kutuzov. Yep. Okay, there's the Kutuzov, and there's the other battleship. Well, crap. I'm in a nasty crossfire. So instead of YOLO charging, because I think that Kutuzov's waiting to torp me as I come around the corner, I'm going to pull a huge hard to right here and hopefully scare them off. See, the Warspite's turning because he's terrified I'm going to torpedo him. And really, I'm just, like, he had me full broadside, and the Warspite can absolutely hurt me. But he was so worried about, like, oh god, I don't want to get into a brawl with Tirpitz, that he turned off and lost the shot. Okay, so, what have I got? The Kutuzov did not fire his torps. He's coming around the corner. I know he's going to be trying to torpedo me, and they go 8 kilometers, and they're pretty damaging. Colorado, oh man, tanky armor. Didn't get the Citadel that I was hoping for. There's the Kutuzov. Alright, I have 1 fire on me, my repair and my heal are both down. There is no question in my mind at this point that I'm going to die. I did juke his torpedoes, but he has a second set on the other side, which he's turning around. But he's so preoccupied with trying to torp me that he's just going to give me broadside. And we're going to punish that. Turn into the torpedoes from the carrier. Not a single one hits. I do have 3 fires. I'm about to go out, but we're going to take this Warspite with us. There we go. I will absolutely take that. I just missed the double strike. Oh well, that would have been nice to have those extra flags. But hey, I mean, the fire's still taking a little bit on that Colorado. 181,000 damage. And our team went from being severely outnumbered to now having a 4 versus 2. And long story short, we end up winning this one. So let's go to the post-game screen and see how we did. Well, we did pretty damn good. We got 10,000 XP, 690,000 credits, 2,500 free XP, and that's why I like this skin a lot. That's between the skin and the Papa flags. We got 2,600 base XP, which is pretty damn good. So, I mean, you still have to do well to get all that ridiculous free XP. Pretty decent damage scattered around. That North Carolina just got lit. I also was kind of surprised, the secondaries between the fire and the actual shells did 22,000 points of damage, which I'm not a secondary build right now. Like, I don't have manual secondaries. Here we can see the modifiers. Unfortunately, it doesn't show the free XP modifiers. So, I'm really happy about this skin. It really is going to make my grind a lot easier. Have fun out there, guys. See you next time.